All right. Hey there, heroes. About to start the stream right now. I just want to get focused on fucking getting the chat to finally work. I'm actually currently streaming to Twitch right now for the first time in my goddamn life. Let's see here. I don't know how to get the stretch strat to pop out, but I do think I know how to finally get I do think I finally know how to get the YouTube chat to work. So give me just a second on that one. Okay. So first step. We grab this. We grab this. We pop out the chat. We copy it. Then we go to this thing here. Okay. And now aha! Yes. I just gotta put it like up here and perfect. We actually have the YouTube chat. It looks like shit, but we got it. Woo! All right. I do not know if anyone is I got a Twitter now though, so I'm gonna fucking tweet about how I'm streaming right now. I'm gonna go link my Twitch. Where the hell is my Twitch? Home. Yes, I am live. Thank you. Going to put this. It's perfect. It's perfect. And I am going to go to my home. I am going to post that I am streaming. I'm also going to go to my YouTube account where I am going to go to where my current stream stuff is because I'm pretty sure it gives me the okay. There's one person watching me, just one absolute goddamn badass, who is watching me, and the stream does not show the YouTube chat. I have no idea how OBS works. Okay, this is wonderful. This is absolutely wonderful. This is absolute perfection that's going on right here. I am going to, where is the goddamn? It should be telling me the I am just going to go to my YouTube studio. There we go. Here we go. Live. Go to the stream that's going on right now. Get the YouTube link for it. Excellent. Okay, now we can actually just start playing some Metroid Prime. Wait for people to come and join the chat. Right now, no one's in the chat, but that's fine with me. 0 viewers. That's fine with me. That doesn't hurt my feelings at all. God, I'm such a fucking baby. All right. We are going to start right the hell now. All right. So, where were we in Metroid Prime when we last left off? We were right. Okay. Hold on. Where's the map? Okay, there we are. Hi. So, there's a few things I want to talk about today while I'm on stream. The first one, obviously, being the Nintendo Direct. I also wanted to talk about the most recent JoJo's Bizarre Adventure chapter because I have a lot of thoughts about that. I want to talk about just, the wild romance manga that I've been reading, as well as the stuff that hasn't been updating yet, as well as give updates on the video essays that I'm currently working on. So, oh my god, there is... I am so sorry, guys. I am so sorry. Yes, I get it. Public safety alert. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. There's like an emergency going on in my area. It doesn't concern me. Like people, I don't know, fucking who cares about other people when we've got... I care about other people. It's not actually anything to be too concerned about. Just it's not a test. It's like it's like... Who cares? It was an emergency alert, it was loud, and now it's over. But the thing is, the first thing that I want to be talking about here is the Nintendo Direct. The Nintendo Direct that just happened was really, really interesting. Because on one hand, it was something that I want to... I promise this is the last weird adjustment that I'm making. There we go. So it's weird because this is the direct that happened right before we get a new system, right? So in the first quarter of 2025 is when we were supposed to be getting our new Nintendo system, the successor to the Switch, to the Switch. And after we get that successor, that's when we can kind of expect a lot of the really, really big, when we can get a lot of the really big games to come out, like the new Mario game that's almost certainly being made right now. That's when we can get to the most, that's also when we're probably going to be getting any information about like any real big blockbusters that they have planned. Like, there hasn't been a new Kirby game in a while. I think that Zelda team is probably working on something bigger than Echoes of Wisdom. But so the thing is that you'd expect that this brand new Direct is going to be something that's just completely and utterly like, I don't know, like insubstantial. You're expecting like a lot of games that you don't, and like we did get a lot of like random like JRPGs that no one cares about, and like we got that Hello Kitty thing, which was like don't get me wrong, base as hell, but like in that kind of like cursed way where it's like this very like very corporate and like, oh okay, yeah, they just got like this big brand, like hired people to make like a I mean, I don't know how cynical the product's gonna end up being, but like it's the same energy as that like Looney Tunes like thing that came out. So there was a lot of stuff like that. But in terms of like big Nintendo stuff, you actually had a lot of really big names. Not gonna lie, I'm excited for the Hello Kitty game. Yeah, no. Like I totally get that. Cause like I say, like it's cynical, but like mostly from a production standpoint, right? I'm sure that the people they got to work on it were absolutely goddamn ecstatic. Hold on, I need to get one of my custom docs up. Docs, YT. Here we are. Okay, no, I need to, hold on, I lied. I do actually need to change one little more thing. Because I want to be able to see Twitch, YouTube chat in real time. I got Twitch chat off in the corner that I can see, but YouTube chat, I have to wait for the stream delay to show up. So for the sake of my YouTube chat people, I want to grab this. Copy this. Apply. Excellent. Oh, I could just switch to Twitch one second. Thanks, man. No problem at all. No, it's important for me to get this. This is my third ever stream. I'm still very, very new to this stuff, new to figuring out exactly how to make OBS work the way I want it. But hey, no, now I can see both chats perfectly. And so with all of that, okay, well, it's partially covering the screen. Now, okay, ooh, yeah, there we go. Okay, oh boy. There we go. Now it's perfect. Now it's beautiful. I was just messing with my OBS setup. I can see everything now. And hello to Menti. Yeah, no, the Hello Kitty game. Oh, I forget exactly what it was. It was like a I don't want to say like it was like an island building thing, right? Like kind of like a little bit like a little bit survival, a little bit Animal Crossing. That's kind of the vibe that I got. But I was like only half watching because like I think something else took my attention at the time. And this thing is always annoying to get. Oh, okay, yeah, no, I screwed it up. You got to be. It's very strict timing on this because you got to like start pulling the moment it makes contact. But okay, that was just me being bad at video games. But yeah, that one looked really cool. I kind of liked the Danganronpa emblem thing. That I'm just terrible at this game. That like Danganronpa Fire Emblem thing, and like not only was it like the Danganronpa art style, like Raincode was, but it was also like the Danganronpa plot, right? Like they even like mentioned despair. I'm half expecting it to be a Danganronpa game and like it to be in the Danganronpa lore, which I actually do know. Thanks, Ramix. But I will be getting this missile expansion. You cannot stop me. That was oh my god. Oh, video games. The like small like millisecond like delay from OBS is kind of killing me here, I think. Because when the timing is this strict, I have to like go ahead of the visuals. Uh yeah, but you know, it was this like and like when I say Fire Emblem, I'm pretty specifically referring to like three houses, you know what I mean? Because it looked like there's like it's got that school environment, and I feel like there's going to be like a training up your boys aspect to it. The Prime 4 is real. Yeah, I was getting to that. The blockbusters. There we go. The blockbusters look absolutely great. Like they had the Mario and Luigi that they started with. Then we had the Mario Party. Then can we get much higher? Whoa. I forget what song that's from. Um, oh, it was an energy part. Nice. But yeah. After that, you know, you have, you know, the new Zelda game and Metroid Prime. Okay, so I've got this theory, right? I've got this theory. Like, I'm thinking, like, I am Nintendo. What do I want to do with, what do I want to do with the Zelda, with the Zelda franchise going into 2025 and this brand new console generation? That's what I'm thinking about, right? And I have, like, four ideas of things that they might want to do in the next console generation. So the first thing is obviously make a Tears of the Kingdom successor, right? They're almost certainly working that, and I imagine that that's probably where their main team is focused on as we speak. Ah, okay. No, I'm dead. I'm dead. Can I preempt this? Nope, I can't. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So going, so obviously they need to work on that, but that's not going to be ready until at the very least the middle of the Switch's successor's lifespan. Um, so you know it brings this question, you know, what are they doing in the meantime? And my theory is, so when Aonuma was in basically the entirety of the 20 aughts, Aonuma's entire focus, like the A team of Zelda, was on Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and then Skyward Sword. That's like the main things that they worked on, I'm pretty sure. And that is interesting because then they still had a lot of 2D Zeldas come out. Did Tears of the Kingdom have space for a sequel, really? I feel like they might want to move to something new, maybe using the same formula, but I think they did. Yeah, no, yeah. Like, I mean, like that style of gameplay, right? In the same way that, like, you know, that like Wind Waker was a successor to Ocarina of Time, you know, like that kind of successor, right? A continuation of the new formula. Um, I think that that's okay. Yeah, here's the part where we get to just fucking yeep. Okay, awesome. I was so pissed off because I kept preempting that section. Yeah, Wind Waker OT exactly. And I literally jumped into that. Um, so that is so obviously they're going to be working on that. The thing is, like, while Aonuma was working on the 3D Zelda games, they still had 2D Zelda games being made, and they did that through I think two ways. I don't like exactly like I haven't researched this recently, but as I understand it, the Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks were largely made by B teams, people who were experienced with the Zelda series and worked with Aonuma before. But like he wasn't the director, and he was like working on other stuff at the same time. Um, and that was and so you know they had a B team, and then they also brought in a secondary studios like Capcom was responsible for the Oracle games, which released after Ocarina of Time, as well as the Minish Cap. And like the Oracle games and the Minish Cap are like basically what you think of when you think of traditional Zelda experiences that came out after Ocarina of Time. Um, and so I have this theory that between B teams and alternate studios, something that they might decide that they want to do because there is a ton of like demand for this actually is do that not just for 2D Zelda games, but for classical 3D Zelda games as well, like Ocarina of Time. And so you have Aonuma and friends like working on the Tears of the Kingdom successor, right? And then at the same time, you're gonna have you know, some outside studios or maybe, you know, just a bunch of B teams who are experienced with this stuff, taking on projects that are focused on, you know, classical Zelda experiences. And I'm very, very curious to see what like the staff is on this upcoming 2D Zelda project, right? Because I know that I'm pretty sure Link's Awakening was being handled by a B team, and then finally Wind Waker HD on the Switch Copium. Yeah, and that was like the third, like the fourth thing that I thought like, okay, um, a lot of people are probably introduced to the Zelda series by Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. The last time we had a proper 3D Zelda game, right, that wasn't a re-release, was 2011, right? That is further from now than Ocarina of Time it was from Skyward Sword, right? It has been a hot minute. And so, how would you want to reintroduce that to people? Well, one thing you could do is release a compilation of old 3D Zelda titles, or just like old Zelda titles, and like included in that could be stuff like Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD. I'm not sure if you could fit the HD versions and then like other things both on the same cartridge. It depends on how good their like I don't know compression algorithms codecs are. I don't know. I remember Sakurai gushing about how easy it was to fit a bunch of music into the game recently with like new programming stuff. So that's something that I'm really, really, really excited for. Okay, right, we got this now. So there's like these four things, and I'm almost kind of wondering, because we are getting the 2D Zelda, because all of these things are soft launch titles for the successor to the Switch, right? They're going to be coming out very quickly before it, and we're pretty sure it's going to be backwards compatible. It would be very dumb to have it not be. And as a result, you have this thing where like, you know, even if they only have like 4 proper games on launch, which is, you know, pretty common for titles, you have all of these, not only the entire Switch library, but a lot of things that are both big and in like the recent conversation, right? Things like the new Metroid Prime game. And so, you know, you've kind of got like that 2D Zelda as a soft launch title, and I almost like wonder like, uh, would a 3D Zelda compilation be a good choice for that? And because that is absolutely something I could see them having ready, right? While other people are working on like the more difficult stuff. Oh boy. Um, so that's kind of like my theory. Like we're going to be getting like a compilation. Oh my god, where there we are. That we're going to be getting a compilation of 3D Zelda games, and then later a classical one, and then later sorry, but I've been trying to find you on Twitch, but I'm either blind or I'm blind. I'm not sure. It's one of those two. Oh, I assume that you found me through the fucking thing I posted on Twitter. I am going to post in YouTube chat my Twitter, and then also my Twitch. Here we go. God. Oh yeah. Sorry. My ex. God. Yeah. No. 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 It's Twitter. It's always going to be Twitter. It's always going to be Twitter. This is. We got that. And I didn't know I had an ex. I mean, you did. I had that girlfriend for like oh god. I accidentally activated some of my expressions. I had that I've just been subbed to you and saved you my feed, but thank you. Ah, no, thank you. Thank you. Oh my god. Oh my god. Um Deep lore. I told you about her. You were there when it happened. Like, granted, it was in like 2019. I met her on the fucking Darling in the Franks Discord server when I was a mod. There was. Oh no, that's the deep lore. I'm so sorry to subject you all to that information. But God, yeah, no. Yeah, no, there's a reason that I'm currently writing a 3.5-hour video on Darling in the Franks. It's because I have trauma associated with that show. What? Don't tell me you were on that fucking server. My picture of you has changed forever. God. You weren't on that server, were you? Tell me you weren't. Please. Oh my god. Yeah, I dropped that by complete accident. Thank God there's only like, how many people are in the YouTube chat right now? My eyes. It's just you two! Okay, awesome. You were so hyped for that show, it got me hyped for it, and then your enthusiasm died like a rotting carcass before my eyes. Yes! Yes, it did! Yes, and that's why you will never watch a show I recommend until it's complete. Which I do kind of respect, but it is annoying. I did... Okay, yes. We are going to go to Ferenia. Hey, Menti followed me, yay. You know, I wasn't doing that consciously, but now that you mention it, maybe that is why, huh? Yeah, no, I'm so sorry. I mean, it's entirely deserved. Don't get me wrong. Uh, uh, yeah, so, I mean, the Nintendo stuff. The Dragon Quest stuff is actually something I'm kind of excited for. I probably won't buy it, but I am considering it. Because I'm really interested in the history of JRPGs, and Dragon Quest is one of the things that really solidified the modern conception of a JRPG, which I find very, very interesting. Oh, God. Okay, no. There we go. Ah, okay. Let me help you. I will get you into Final Fantasy. I'm already into Bravely Default. No. Okay. Yeah, oh man. I haven't been getting enough sleep lately, but I've got shit to be autistic about, so no time for sleep. There is, yeah, no, I'm really excited. I played a little bit of an emulated version of the original Dragon Quest. It was really interesting. It was before, like, parties were a thing, right? So there was you were only the one guy. And it was just really interesting to see where, like, a lot of it started. And it's something it was great because it's like you have to like save the Demon King and like save the princess, and there's just like this one dungeon that you show up in where the princess is just being like kept behind a dragon, and like fairly early into the game, you can just like kill the dragon and save the princess and bring her back, and like, yay! All right, now kill the Demon King. And it was like, oh, okay. I like that. That's not how it's usually structured. It was just cool that you can just like stumble into that thing. And I really really like that about it. But yeah, overall, I'm really excited for the new Mario Party. Actually, I mean, I'm one of those losers who plays it on their own. Okay, now we got it. We got it. We got it. Oh my god. Okay. 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 Listen here, you little fucking level geometry. Okay. But yeah, the new Mario Party looks really good. I was watching that Scott's Stash video about the dark age of Mario Party. Where is the... I've got to bomb it first. Oh, okay. Um, yeah, I was watching that earlier, and he was talking about how Hudson Soft got replaced, and how the people who, you know, they made like Mario Party 9 and 10, so like the car games, and then they also after that made the it was called like ND Cube or something like that. And after that, they went off to make a bunch of like bad 3DS games that were Mario Party themed, like the Top 100. And then they made Super Mario Party and then Superstars. Oh, sorry, I had to stomach that information. Not really cheating. I hate Darling, so it's definitely not on that server. Don't worry. No, I hate it too, and so did basically the entire server by the end of the show. Oh god, I gotta. Okay, it's gonna be very strict timing. You know, like you don't notice the delay until you gotta do tricks like this. um. But yeah, Darling in the Franxx. I'm currently working. It's one of the things I'm going to be uploading to my Patreon in parts alongside my Pride and Prejudice video and my Prison School video. And this one's probably going to be the longest. It's basically entirely written out and has been for over a year, but like it's just been hell getting it written. I mean, getting it recorded. There we go. There we go. And that's 10 missiles in the bag. You know, I bought a PS5 for the express purpose of buying FF16 and I never did. Nerd. You just play like PSO2 on it now, don't you? Well, yeah, like why would you try watching that show? It sucks. It is it's so much less than the sum of its parts, right? Because there are like a lot of interesting like decisions that it makes, and you know, there's good like Atsushi Nishigori is like a skilled director, right? But there's so much of like the core ideas that is wrong with it. So many of the priorities were completely botched. It was just the script had a ton of issues. The pacing was awkward and didn't understand like the story structure they were aping from Hiroyuki Imaishi. And just it was so flamingly insecure. Like it was actually depressing how insecure that anime is. It's genuinely depressing how how desperate it is to seem intellectual despite not having anything to say. Like that's ultimately one of the big problems. It has nothing to say, but it desperately wants the aesthetic of a show that has a lot to say, right? And that is it's depressing, right? Like you okay, these ones are there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Like that. Then like that. Then we go over here. See? Easy. Then we go up here. Also, sorry, I feel like you're talking about the... interrupting, you're talking about the event. What event? I was talking about an event? Man, you really must have interrupted me if I can't even fucking remember what you interrupted me about. I was just talking about fucking, like, anime I don't like and what I've been getting up to. Fucking... Oh, my mind. The Direct, right, the Direct! I remember the Direct. The Direct was fun. Yeah, no. I mean, I was basically done talking. Oh, there was Metroid Prime, right? It has been so long since, there has been a Metroid Prime game that was out. You know what I mean? it's been a hot minute, right? Like that was like 20 aughts shit, right? Retro Studios started working on like DK Country Returns. Oh my god. I thought these guys had a fucking no. Okay. I'm just gonna save. Yeah, that's that's the thing. Like, and then for some reason they didn't want Retro Studios to make the new Metroid Prime. They decided to make it in house. Um, and then in 2019, in a shareholder meeting, it was in 2020, they just said, "Look, we've been making this Metroid Prime 4 in house for years, and it is dog shit. We are scrapping the entire project and getting Retro Studios back." And they spent 4 years making it, and now it's like that's the actual story, though. It's it's so funny. I'm glad they're back, and like it's looked like it looks like we never left. You know what I mean? Like it looks the exact fucking same, and like that sounds like an insult, but like no, it's like it's my boy. My boy is home. Sorry, it's Ramix's son. It's Ramix's son, but Metroid Prime is my boy. Um, it was it's a little funny that like it's still being called Metroid Prime because Metroid Prime wasn't just like that wasn't just a tagline. That was the name of the antagonist. Dark Samus was Metroid Prime before before she turned on the put on the hood or put on the mask. Oh boy. Oh boy, it's hard enough to dodge this stuff when there isn't a delay. Okay, I hate this. Oh, okay, I hate this. Oh boy. Oh boy, now you're I am gonna need to focus on this fucking boss fight, so excuse me as I'm Oh! Okay. Okay. Oh, of course. Okay. Yeah, of course. Of course. Of course. Just die already. Just die already. Oh, I hate that attack. And I hate that even more. Let's try to... Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, no, I ran into that one. Oh my god. Ah! Die, die. There we go, there we go. Oh, okay, what did Ramix say? What did Ramix say? I don't need to care anymore. I'm not really a huge Metroid fan, to be honest. I was huge expecting Prime games, specifically when I was like 8. I was huge into Prime specifically. Yeah, no, the Prime games are amazing. I feel like, actually, this is going to be controversial. Number 1 is my least favorite. And the reason for that is it feels like it was like Super Metroid that they were trying to put into 3D, and they only kind of half succeeded. There's a lot of moments that were just, like... you really couldn't figure out, like, a huge aspect of Super Metroid's level design, right, is that it never held your hand because it didn't need to. Like, you get the power bombs and you remember all of the places that there were power bomb doors that you couldn't break before, and because there are very specific places that you remember that had that issue, and then you go and you and then like you go to all of them, and that's just the place that you had to go anyways, right? I think 3 is the only one I ever beat because I was too young to actually finish 1 and 2. Yeah, 3 is probably the easiest, and I was too young to know how to look up guides. All right, that's real. That's totally real. But I feel like Metroid Prime 2 is my favorite because I feel like it just got the level design down pat. I think I can imagine it's a lot weaker when you don't have the boost ball because it had those 2 really, really annoying bosses. Or boost ball, spring ball. I think that's what it's called. But like, I just love I like the level design was just spot on, right? Um, oh god, it's fast. I forgot how fast this one was. There we go. And so that's why it was my favorite. And I think Metroid Prime 3 is just like so silly that it's hard not to just absolutely adore, right? All right, here comes the boss fight. But yeah, I'm so excited for Prime 4, and I'm excited to see what they're going to be doing with it. It seems like they're going for a more cinematic approach with it. From what I saw in, like, I think it was like a meeting or something like that. I don't know. There was like news. Ah, okay. I missed the chance to Okay, I literally ran into those. So yeah, I'm excited to see like where it like falls in the balance of like the Prime games, right? There we go. There we go. The clay gamer guy from Hunters is actually coming back. Yeah, like the guy's back. Was his name like Silex or something like that? Remember people were asking for him for Smash. Okay. So huge. So Switch 2 prediction, right? Prediction for the Switch 2. Here's the thing I think that they're going to be doing. I think, and I don't necessarily know if it's going to be in the director they announce everything, but it would make sense if it was. And I definitely but here's what I think. I think there is going to be an announcement for a version of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate that just has a bunch of stuff added, right? I don't think they're going to just make an entirely new Smash game. I think they're going to retool Ultimate with extra stages and characters. I think that Sakurai is going to have at most a supervisor role. Um, uh, I doubt the new content will be as good, but I do believe that they're going to use that as a way of like trying to hype up the new system by you know that very specific hype cycle that exists within Super Smash Brothers games that like consumes your life when you're like 11 years old and like going on like Smash Dojo, right? Oh yeah, no, let Sakurai out of the dungeon. I would much rather he make like a new Kid Icarus or just like some random shit that comes to his mind, right? Um 11? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Ramix. But yeah, um I think that it would be really really fucking based and like any of the new DLC, but I still lost entire and I'm when Sora got announced. Yeah, no. Yeah, right, like you know, DLC new DLC characters. Come on. Come on. There we go. I don't know. My controllers are old. This Switch is old. I need the new system, right? Um yeah, but I think they're going to tap into that high school. Oh yeah, when you're not 11, right? That's what you meant by 11. But yeah, like when you're like I was probably like 8 or something when I was on like Smash Dojo or whatever. Um right, but then it's like then Smash 4 and then it's like does anyone remember Papagenos from the Smash 4 stuff? He became this very very popular predictor of the Smash 4 roster. And there was this one leak, like because there's always leaks, right? There's always quote unquote leaks, and there was this one goddamn leak that got a lot of stuff right, and all of a sudden, Game Explain and other outlets like it weren't talking about it, and the theory was that they got paid off by Nintendo or like warned by Nintendo that they can't talk about it because it's an actual leak and that it's an actual spoiler. It wasn't, right? But yeah, they weren't talking about it. And it's possible because they got information that like told them that it wasn't real, so they didn't want to talk about it. But Papagenos, I was actually in his server for a while, but he went on this like thing where like he had this like written up script like writing up like it was like a statement, like not a manifesto, but it was almost like a union reading their demands or like talking about how like they won't stand for this anymore. And it was I think this was the Grinch leak, right? I think that's what it was called. Um and looking back on it, that is the funniest thing that could have come out of that hype cycle, right? Like that hype cycle does things to people's brains. Like no hate on Pop Genos or what, like it does things to a man, right? And like that is such a way to get people hyped. Like even if like the game isn't coming out for another 2 years, like have like a single trailer showing like a single new character or some shit like that, right? Um, like yeah, it's on the way. It is in development. Like that's like the shit that they need to say, right? Um and I just think that that is a pretty good recipe for getting a lot of hype. So that's the thing that I think they're going to be doing. I don't think it's going to be a launch title by any means. I think it's going to be like holiday 2025 or some shit like that. But yeah, no, Nintendo stuff. It's going to be. I'm super hyped for all the Nintendo stuff. It's a great day to be a Nintendo fan. And hopefully I'm gonna have money to buy shit with soon. I've been doing some job applications, right? So hopefully I'll be able to afford one of those things when it comes out in like February, or whatever. Thing is that Smash is also so obviously a product of love. The Sephiroth trailer was basically a remake of the entire climax of the FF7 movie. All the trailers are so crazy, right? Oh my god, no, I need. Okay, I misinterpreted how this platforming section works. There we go. God, Metroid Dread is one of the few places that has like a good water level with water physics. It's awesome. Um, yeah, that's gonna be really really good. I'm another thing that I've been excited about. Tuesday is a big day for me because a bunch of my favorite stuff, favorite manga release new chapters on Thursday. On Tuesdays, right? So you've got Chainsaw Man, which is on break this week. And you have Dame Doll, which is on break this week. You had Marriage Toxin, which wasn't. Marriage Toxin was really, 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 really exciting. We're getting like one of the first girls ever introduced, and she's having like her own arc for the first time because initially she was just like in a like a minor antagonist you were supposed to not hate that much, right? Oh my god, leave me alone. But now she's now she's a new protagonist, and we're having funny harem rom-com shenanigans, and Marriage Toxin is like the one thing that gets away with like harem rom-com shenanigans. It is the only good harem anime, because it actually has an excuse to be a harem anime because it's about the protagonist trying to meet a bunch of girls because he's trying to like find someone to date, and so he's just going on like a bunch of like he's just like meeting new people and like very like being in casual non serious relationships with all of them, right? Like before he decides like which one he wants to be his girlfriend, right? So he's got a bunch of people who are like got real crushes on him, and like that's perfect, right? Okay, here we go, and then we gotta wait for the fishies to fly out. Yeah, die fishies. There we go. Boy, oh god, is my internet having issues? Is my internet having issues? Oh, it better not. It better not. My internet has issues sometimes. So far, it's never happened while I was streaming, but this time might be one of the first. Hanako-kun this morning. Oh, that stuff. Yeah, I need to finally watch that. You've been trying to get me. You've been saying it's the most me stuff in the world forever. And I've always like read a few chapters and like this is nice, and then I stopped. I'm sure it gets like really fucking good, but I haven't gotten there yet. So on the topic of Dame Doll, I recently read this new manga. Really, really interesting, and very obviously a ripoff of Dame Doll. It's got a very, very similar premise. So Dame Doll, the useless idol with only one fan, is about our queen, Urumin, who is a idol who is bad at her job and has exactly one fan in this like kind of underground group. And like the group is just like absolute squad goals, right? But and it's this little rom-com where he's just like always supporting her, and like they've got like a very very kooky dynamic that the manga is based off of, and then they have these like some conflict happens, and through their love for each other that's just entirely mutual, they eventually become they just like overcome all of the conflicts, and like they aren't dating yet, but like feelings are mutual. He last chapter he gave an aishiteru, though it was probably not meant in an explicitly romantic sense. But like she obviously has like a major big O crush on him, which is very 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 cute. And very exciting because they go to the same college but haven't run into each other yet. Though I think she knows that he goes to that college, and she's been trying to find him, but she never succeeds in doing so. It's very, very cute. But this next one, I forget what it's called. There's only 2 chapters out. But it is about there's an idol with only one fan, but it's in like a fairly successful group actually. It's not in this like underground group. And she's pretty good at her job. Like she's a very good singer. But during all the handshake events, she literally just like freezes up. Um, and like so like no one ever wants to go there except for this one person. And like there's this there's like a theming thing going on where like it's like a marriage themed idol group where like you're supposed to ask the idols to marry you as part of like the fan experience. Okay, remembering that this is a rom-com manga and relationships aren't allowed to progress, they get together, they overcome obstacles, right? Like no, right? Like it's shut up. Sometimes couples get together before the end. That happened in Kaguya-sama. um it hasn't really happened to Rikakoi. um Okay, that's a thing that messes with me. So Rikikoi, so scientists fell in love, so they tried to prove it. Where season 2 left off is, um, like they're trying to like discover the nature of love through a scientific framework. That's kind of like the premise of the whole thing. Um, which is and it's very, very cute. But while the way that it like most recently ended up is that the girl realized that another person in their yeah after like the one plot line we don't talk about because it was handled terribly. Season 2 ends with one of the characters in the group realizing she also has feelings for the male lead, and the female and her best friend, who is the female lead, goes like, "This will make for such amazing data," and like it's like, all right, let's do a bunch of love triangle experiments. That's like where it ended off, and that's like where the manga continues. But like not much of the manga has been like filled out, like translated since then. But like I looked on like a wiki or something, and it said that their current status, like the male lead and female lead, was like married, and I'm like, but like the manga's still going, and I'm like, did they get married as an experiment? That'd be so fucking good. But yeah, no. So this guy, he really likes her because like he sees this determined look in her eyes when she like refuses to reciprocate anything that he says or even respond to what he says. Like there's this look in her eyes that reminds him of like his dead mom when she was like resolute while dying of cancer or some shit. So he's like a really, really big fan of her. Um and then, it's kind of revealed that she might be leaving soon, that she might be retiring since she has no fans, even though the group is so popular. And then, look, Ramix, at the very least, you can't say that it's completely copying Dame Doll. It is trying to do its own thing. It's trying to be a little more serious. But then you're not. So his single father is like, "Hey, son, we're gonna have to have this talk. I'm planning on remarrying someone. I've been seeing someone, and I think she might be your stepmom." And he's excited for him, right? Like, is he excited for his dad? And they bring it in. He's like, "Okay. Oh, also, she has a daughter, so she's gonna be living with us now." And of course, the daughter is none other than the idol that he's a fan of. And exactly. And she says, "Okay, if you can keep me in this idol group and make it so I don't have to retire, I will marry you." And he's like, "Okay, I'm not doing it for that marriage, but yeah, like you're my Yoshi, and I will do anything to support you." And so now he's like her sidekick, like trying to help her like prepare for all of these challenges facing her. And that's like where we left off. And like that's a, oh boy, what are the controls of Metroid Prime, Metroid Dread? All right, yeah, I can. Okay, no, I gotta counter before I do that. Right. Okay. Not that it matters. There we go. Get fucked, red boy. Woo! Alright, fuck yeah. Domestic Nojo 2, baby! Shut the fuck up! Yeah, no. It is genuinely, um, kind of all right. I'm excited to see more of it. Um, it is. I mean, it's no Dame Doll, right? Like Dame Doll is just like absolute peak, and this just feels like if the anime doesn't have an opening sung by Minami, it's dead on arrival. God, like. Why even make an anime if it's not going to have a Minami OP? Like honestly, like what even is the point? I see so many anime make this classic mistake, and honestly it's cringe. It's embarrassed. I would never do that if I was making an anime. There we go. Why is that bombable? Hold on. Okay, wait, no. We need to talk about this. We need to talk about this level design real quick. I'm gonna go through this Atom thing, but then we need to talk about this level design because this makes absolutely no goddamn sense. This makes genuinely no goddamn sense. We need to talk about this level design. I'm not sure if you guys saw that. I'm not sure if you guys saw that. I think there's like 3 people in chat right now. I don't know if you 3 people in chat saw. Okay, so here's how it goes. Right. You fire at this, and then you slide under. And while you're doing that, you're supposed to then slide under and do that at the same time. And then you're supposed to either slide under like that, or if you're savvy, you can fire while running through and be able to do it face height. In what world, at what point in this process would someone sit here, stop, and bomb this top block? Why? I... What? Okay, yeah, so that was a pretty fun one. We got like a bunch of rom-coms that have like open in tabs. We've got like 10 tabs open, but maybe they're just balling. I mean, that is true. Maybe they are just straight balling. There we go. Yeah, that's probably it. They're just probably straight balling. That would explain everything, and it absolutely makes sense. That's a very coherent explanation. But all right, we gotta go through here. We gotta go through here. Perfect. And then we go this way. Wait, what? Oh no. There we go. Up here. Where's like that? Oh yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, that's what's been happening in Manga Land. I've got a bunch of OIs I need to catch up on. I've not been doing my duty as a rabid shipper and lover of fancy period dresses. But beyond that, I guess the next thing I'd want to talk about was probably channel updates. Not much has changed. I'm still working on the Pride and Prejudice video, and I've begun work on the next smartphone isekai. I'm hoping to get that out by the Friday, not this Friday, but the Friday after that. And the hope is to have 2 things on Patreon by then to advertise during the video. The OI leak. Yes, I absolutely did. It was that was so good. What the? I didn't know they had that attack. Cool. Yeah, that OI was really fun. Where they're calling her like by her like gotcha game handle. What was it? Potato Girl 16, and she was the daughter of the Duchess, and her name was a Potato Girl 16. That's what they named her at birth. And you know, like I like your theory that the butler was the guy who got killed next to her, and he also got isekai'd, and that they're going to end up together. I really like that. I really like that theory. But you know, channel updates. That's going well. Pride and Prejudice. I'm actually talking a lot about Otome Isekai. So right now I'm at a stage where I'm like looking up a bunch of scenes from Otome Isekais and taking screen captures so that I can use them as B-roll. To emphasize different aspects of Otome Isekais as a genre, which I'm comparing to Pride and Prejudice because, you know, of, well, obvious reasons. And I have the prison school thing recorded, and I just need to edit it, and that's probably going to be on the easy side to edit because it's mostly just going to be screen caps and clips from the show itself and the manga, of course. Um, and so I'm really, you know, I've been doing a lot of the streaming stuff. I mostly want to focus, so I want to be try streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Most of the other days, I'm going to be focusing my effort on creating. Oh, hey, missile tank. On creating the videos, but but I do. Wait, no. We go up in this room. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. On Tuesday, I actually have a pretty fun stream planned. So, something that's been happening is I have been making a lot of friends on Twitter. Tsuki the Fox, I just came out of her stream. She was great. She was playing like Power Washer Simulator. And I, you know, through her and just through just like Twitter in general, I've been meeting a lot of people and also just like following a lot of people that I think are cool. So what I'm thinking is that I'm going to break out my tablet and my absolutely horrid art skills to make terrible fan art of just like 10 to 15 people on Twitter. And just like, hey, I drew your avatar in a really terrible way. And um and that could just be like a fun way of like practicing drawing while like getting to know people, and you know, it could just be like a fun thing to send to a bunch of people that I have respect for. um you know, there's like Tsuki. There's this one girl who was like she does like Roblox streams, so that like brings Nom flashbacks. But like she was like, you know, like promoting charities and like LGBT inclusive, and like her designs like, oh, okay, like this person's cool. I want to, and like just there's just like a lot of things in her like notes of her just like supporting her friends. Like, okay, this person seems cool, right? Just a lot of stuff like that. Like people like, okay, I'd like to get to know this person better. And of course, I will be doing one for Mayoshi. But you know, I'm really excited about you know, I've been meeting new people, and like one of the big things that I want to do is I want to collab and talk people into playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Limited with me and other stuff like that. I met this one person who does like Counter Strike. And so I'm like, okay, well, I mean, this guy seems cool, and Counter Strike's free, so like I might try playing that, and I'm gonna be really bad at it, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. And so, you know, just been doing a lot of stuff like that, and I've been really enjoying it. Um, it's been really rewarding to reach out to people, get to know them, and I think it's one of the reasons I wanted to start streaming is I want to do collabs with people. Because some of my best memories are the times that I like played like video games with friends. You know what I mean? But that's not like a thing that I do often enough. Um, like you know, like I have like very few memories of me like actually just ah I can never get that. I can never get that. It's so blah. Anyways, um I just that's a thing I'm really excited to be doing with the channel. And I'm planning on making like little clips of me making those things into like shorts that I can post. And I'm honestly like, one thing I want to do is like get a bunch of stream, because like a lot of stream highlights are things that like could be made, like little like rants that go on here are things I could make into shorts. Like, you know, like my channel's about me talking about my opinion on like anime and stuff, and like I do a lot of that here. A lot of it happens in these 60-second chunks, and that's a thing that I've been meaning to do as well. All right, dodge this. So those are things that are going to be going on with the channel. Right. Another thing that I wanted to scream and lose my mind over is actually the new JoJo's Bizarre Adventure chapter that came out. These happen once a month, and I absolutely adore them. Part 9 has been so great. I love the squad. I love the squad. You have, you got Jodio, who's like kind of a sociopath, but like he cares about his family. He just has this like weird empathy issues and like some sort of like personality disorder. But we kind of stand him. You know what I mean? And they're out. It's just him, his older brother, who's ambiguously a trans woman, Dragona. Then we have like the kind of like we've got Paco. I don't know how to describe Paco. He's like kind of aggro and like kind of a loser, but he's also kind of the cool one. You know what I mean? Right? Like he's the one who wants to like be who like if you get in an argument with him, he'll like ask to like beat you up in like behind like the local Denny's, like in a fist fight with you to like settle it. That's great. And then we have Usagi, who is just his thing is that he's a hot mess and that he's really really weird and like a little obnoxious, but in like kind of a lovable way. And they've got these like super like silly stands that are like so like low power. Like Jodio's able to like create rain that he can control like the weight of and use that to like and he like stand rushes people by like making it rain on them like really hard. Which is so great. And then you have Dragona has smooth operators, which is just a bunch of like tiny guys on treads that move things. Like if she got like had her like she got like a wound in her neck and it was bleeding out, so they grabbed the wound and moved it to her shoulder where there wasn't an artery. Uh, uh, then you have Paco, who has the hustle, which is just it allows him to move his muscles at will in unconventional ways. Like he can like make them vibrate. He can like cling to things just by placing his arm next to it because his like muscles can grip it, and it's surprisingly one of the most badass stands. Like he does this thing where like he like powers up a punch with like vibrations in his arms, and then he says "do the hustle" and then like punches someone's lights out. It's so good. Um, Usagi's like lets him just create random objects, but only if someone else asks for them. Um, and then you have Charming Man with his amazingly titled stand Big Mouth Strikes Again, and that just lets him break his party up into little particles, move them around. And these guys, God knows what kind of stuff that they're gonna have to facing. Right now, they're facing this automatic pursuit stand that like gets into your lungs, and fucking just starts giving you like a bunch of diseases by like messing everything up. And they have to like use like their like weak stand to try and like do these operations to like get like the stand out of different people. And right now they're going to a hospital where uh there's an MRI machine that they can use to figure out where the stand is in Usagi's body. And it's so grim and kind of funny that basically they have this thing, the lava rock, where if they touch it to something, the subconscious actions of other people will naturally, if that thing is of value, right? If they touch it to like something that is worth money, then fate kind of is manipulated via the manipulation of people's subconscious actions, such that that piece of valuable something or other winds up returning to the lava rock owner. And they got into this hot mess when they started when they tried touching the lava rock to like a very important deed, and now they see you know someone else got caught in the stand attack, and like that was the daughter of a politician, and that politician is like, oh my god, this company is doing this to get back at me. I need to sign this document that will cause a whole bunch of like that'll allow me to seize this company's land. And they are like, oh my god, now we can use this to get that land deed. And they're like, holy shit, lava rock works. And they're just kind of like ignoring this girl who's dying in the ICU right next to them, and like, hey, we can use this to make money. So they're kind of awful, right? Like there isn't a good reason to root for them right now. And that's so interesting from like the point of like this is like the heist themed JoJo, right? You know, like the first the first arc and this current arc are both like heists. I guess this is more the aftermath of a heist. Um and it's just so interesting, and I'm kind of wondering if like one of them is going to have a moment where like they decide to save the girl, and like maybe that causes some issues. um I don't think she's going to become a new member of the JoJo squad. I think she has too simple of a design for that. But like, I don't know. I feel like there's a moment coming up where the gang is like, well, we can't just leave her here, like you know, that kind of thing. Um, I think that'd be really really fun. I think that'd be really really interesting, and I'd really really like to see that. Um, God, it's so good. You know, there was this really, it was really great at like executing this like feeling of like there doesn't seem to be any way that we can actually like stop this to stop this stand. But then like they start coming up with these scrappy ideas, and the ideas lead them down the even more dangerous path. And it's just like it's such good like thriller writing, you know what I mean? And it's like the kind of things where you start taking notes, because like I'm a writer, I do like writing every day. And I'm like I'm taking notes, like this is how you should like write like a thriller scene, right? I'm writing kind of like a horror-esque thriller thing where like a guy's running from monsters, and like, okay, well, everything he does to run from them needs to make the situation worse, right? um and like this is like a way of kind of like visualizing that idea. And it's just okay, 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 oh boy. um it's just like Araki's writing is really good. It's really high quality, and it's so great that he's still making stuff. There we go. I knew that one of them had to almost be dead. And finish you off. Ah, there we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah, Tomodachi game updated recently. That thing is like coming to a conclusion. That's really interesting. Tomodachi game. I don't really have it in me just to explain the entirety of Tomodachi game at this point. Yeah, I guess there is. Wow, I didn't think that everything that I wanted to talk about would go through that quickly. I guess one thing that I wanted to talk about, I'm very interested in widening the number of things that I do streams about, right? I do kind of like these just kind of like I sit here and scream for an hour streams. But the thing is that I only have so much capacity to rant about some of these things. So, you know, I mean, they tend to be about an hour long. Um, and so I think having like subject streams, like maybe that's what I do every Thursday, right? You know, I have the thing where I'm like drawing my friends. That would be like a thing that I could do this Thursday. And then like other things that come to mind is stuff like challenge runs. Like I have this one idea for a challenge run where I will, you know, play Pokemon, but like I'm following the 10 Commandments. So like I got these like 10 rules I make up based off of the 10 Commandments. And it's like proving that Pokemon isn't Satanist, because you can play while being like a good Christian boy, like that kind of thing, right? All right, we got a boss here. And one thing, like I want to like do playthroughs of games that I am interested in like making videos of. Like Metroid Dread's just a comfort game because I've played through it like 90 times. But you know, stuff that I want to like make videos on, right? You know, like I want to make a video on Tears of the Kingdom. I want to make this video on like maybe like the Xenoblade series or stuff like that. Um And like there's also like games that like I've been meaning to get into, right? I really want to get into the Dark Souls, and I have one of the Dark Souls games. I just haven't finished it because I got stuck on one of the bosses and never got around to going back to it. It was the one on it was the Twin Gargoyles. In case you're wondering, Ramix. There we go. Okay, that one's always takes a little bit. Dark Souls mentioned. Let's go. Yeah. Okay. That thing tries to trick you by making you think that you can dodge it, like by staying inside. But like this is still the best strat. There's one that you literally cannot dodge without doing that. So I don't know why. Ah! Ah! Die already! Die already! Die already! Okay. Oh god. There we go. There we go. Jesus Christ. Oh wait, we could just kill it like that. There we go. Yeah, Souls is like it's a fun game. I got stuck and like my body wasn't making enough serotonin to like keep me going through it. But I think like with people to chat with, like it could be a lot more fun. Um, I want to like challenge myself. I want to go to at least 6 o'clock. I need to keep like coming up with stuff to talk about to like entertain you guys. That's important. That's an important skill to have. I can't just keep going for 1 hour and then just like be done. And then just be done with it. So I think one thing that I kind of wanted to talk about. Um, I guess one of the things that I was really really interested in. Oh yeah. No. I can talk about the Tears of the Kingdom video that I want to make. So one of the Tears of the Kingdom videos that I really really want to make is this like a really autistic in-depth like ranking every single tower region thing, right? And I go to all of the tower regions and like I do it in stream and I'd be like, okay, what are the quality of the Korok seed puzzles? What are the quality of the, and just like every last little thing, and go in there. Um, I was considering making going into like Excel and like because there is information on like the XY coordinates of all of the Korok seeds, and so the convenient thing that lets you do is that with the right equipment like Excel or something like that, you could input all of that data and then use that data to create a heat map that shows the density of Korok seeds and other activities. And you can like kind of create this map of like um, what areas of the map are dense with content. And you can create this um, sort of this way of, like you can create this overlay that you can put onto the Tears of the Kingdom map and like get like an idea of what everything means from a level design perspective. And that's the kind of thing that I think is really interesting. That's the kind of autism that just like keeps me up at night, like literally just like thinking about it. I would be so excited, and I'd be excited to do that for other things like Metroid Dread and Pikmin 4. Pikmin 4 is so fucking good. Pikmin 4 is so goddamn good. Pikmin 4 is absolutely insane how high quality it is. I would did I even link it? I mean, I have no followers on Twitter, so that's probably why. But eh, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, no, it's only YouTube chat, but it's fine. You guys, you YouTube chatters are my pog champs. You guys are absolutely my pog champs all the way. All one of you. Okay, there's only one person right now. Oh boy. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. But, but, thanks for keeping me company, Ramix. Uh, what was I talking about? Yeah. Pikmin 4 is one of those games. And like this is like going back to like Nintendo. This is one of the things that like scares me. Wasn't built in a day. Yeah, no, I know. This is one of those things that kind of scares me about what is going on here? What is yeah, okay. Oh, that's why. One of the things that kind of scares me about the Switch 2 is that it's like we just had like the Switch, right? There is just something about Um, it's like we finally got a really, really good Metroid game, like a proper successor to Super Metroid. Like there's Metroid Fusion, which was great, but like it wasn't like the same type of game. And it was basically everything we could ask for. We had Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. We finally had that new 3D Mario game. We had the definitive Pikmin game, right? Like we had the definitive Super Smash Brothers game, right? And it's kind of this question of like so many classic series kind of had like their like definitive game come out recently, right? Um, and the result is that the Switch's lineup has been absurdly solid, and it's basically like cashing in these checks of like this is what people have been asking for forever, and now they have it. And so the question is, what do you do next, right? Like Pikmin 4 is absolutely insane. Like any Pikmin fan, like you couldn't dream of a better game, right? It has the best parts of Pikmin's 1, 2, and 3 in it, alongside a bunch of extra stuff. The amount of content is absolutely insane. Um, they basically recreated all of Pikmin 1 with new maps in this like side mode. They bring back caves, but the caves are better and fix all the problems everyone had with the caves. It's like, and it makes you wonder, it does it have the capacity to be as good as the Switch, as well received, as um as revolutionary and just like well loved and solid, right? Like it feels like there's like these questions about like, well, you got to do something new, but that means you're going to have to start taking risks because, like, say what you will, about how great a lot of these were. If they fixed drift, probably like say, yeah, that's true. But like, say what you will about a lot of the Switch games, they were playing it fucking safe, right? Like, like Pikmin 4, amazing execution on ultimately some pretty hard to mess up ideas, right? Like not hard to mess up, but like it's okay. Let's take everything people loves about Pikmin and put it into one game, right? It's like, okay, you know, daring today, aren't we? And like I love Pikmin 4. It's amazing. It is a genuine masterpiece. But like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's a game that it's a game that was easy to make good, right? And like same thing with like Mario Odyssey and okay, so oh boy, we're stunned. Um and like Tears of the Kingdom is like, this is stuff that people were genuinely like just straight up asking for. Now they have it. I guess you could just give it to them again and have like this be a have this be a like try to play it safe and just come out with new editions of old concepts and just have it be like, I mean, that's basically what my suggestion was for the Super Smash Brothers stuff. Like, don't rock the boat, just remake the Smash Brothers that everyone loves with a bit of new content. And you know do you think that sounds like Nintendo, right? Like, I mean, like, I guess it didn't sound like Nintendo when they did it for the Switch, right? Because we were so cynical about the Wii U. But like, I am just a little worried about whether or not we're going to have another Wii U situation on our hands as they sort of try to think too much outside the box. But like, I guess that's also how we got the Wii and how we got the Switch. It's just there's a lot of uncertainty. Nintendo's always been a bit of a wild card, and you never really knew what they were going to do, what like weird idea they were going to come up with and like think was going to be the next big thing. 3DS, that thing that everyone uses for the 3D feature and where every game had to be designed with 3D in mind, because that's so practical. If they're keeping all of the Wii U games hostage to ports them whenever they're in trouble. I mean, like, there's worse. Yeah, no, I kind of see what you mean. That's definitely what's kind of happening with Xenoblade Chronicles X. Everyone's asking for it, but we're not. I mean, we still haven't got that shit, right? Um, and so, I mean, like, it feels natural that we would get a Xenoblade Chronicles X as a port. especially because it's very likely that we're going to be getting Xenoblade X2 before Xenoblade 4. Um, and so, God, that's a thing. Um, Xenoblade X2 is something that I've been doing a lot of thinking about, right? Because it's a very interesting issue where it is set in a very defined world that the open world was built around. So a direct sequel, like you almost have the Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom problem, right? Where Tears of the Kingdom just like set itself in the same Hyrule, the same geometry. But I don't think you can get away with that um, in Xenoblade X too, unless, and this is like the idea that I had, it's like you don't start on Primordia in like the same place that you did before, but there's like a bunch of new there's like a whole bunch of new areas to explore, like as many as were in the original, but the original ones were also there and like meaningfully changed. Even they still have a lot of the same level design probably, but I mean, sorry, like yeah, there's a lot of changes, and like the way that they get away with those like extra changes, like the idea that I had was that um they're going to update all of the environments for the HD re-release, right? And so that they could use that to make them to help with the creation of new versions of those areas in the new game. And that idea just kind of came to mind. And also like I had like what would they do? Like I had the idea of like a similar concept to like blades from Xenoblade 2. But there was an element of like you find them off in the wild, and there's like a storytelling to the areas that you find them in, right? I think that that'd be like a really really sick thing to do with Xenoblade Chronicles X too. That's something I'd be really really excited for. I think I really really want Elma's co-pilot to be a character in that. I feel like that'd be a great thing to have. Because that was a plot thread that just kind of got just like hinted at incessantly, right? Elma had this co-pilot who fought with her in the opening cutscene, and like the Ares, that was her like big mech, but it was a tandem mech that she had to like fight with someone else. All right, who the hell is in chat? It's still just Ramix. It's still just Ramix, and no one is in Twitch chat. I think there's one viewer, but I think that's me. Big rip. But no issue at all. No issue at all. No issue at all. I had some viewers there for a bit. People joined in, which is really really nice. I really really appreciated that. They followed me on Twitter when I linked it, and that was very very sweet, and I really really appreciate that. But one thing that's that's another thing that I've been really excited for, Ramix, that you're also excited for, and that would be the Code Geass stuff, whatever it's called, like Rose of Rebellion, right? I am so goddamn ready for that stuff. I am so ready for Code Geass, Rose of Rebellion. Because here's the thing, right? Like I've talked about this. I've talked about this with Ramix of Recapture, right? Rose of Recapture. So I've talked about this to you, but one thing about Code Geass that I think is very, very interesting is that it was a story that had a concrete ending, right? Like on a thematic level, it had a concrete ending, and we had that. And the question is, where do we go from here? And the answer that the movie eventually came to, which is the exact thing that I was hoping for, was to lean into the less thematic and more aesthetic elements of Code Geass. Right? So my favorite part of the entire series was the China arc, like episodes like 9 through 11 of season 2, and that was my favorite because it was just about like the super friends, right? It was just about Lelouch and his like group of like weird buddies fighting villainy together, and we got exactly 3 episodes of that nonsense, and it was the greatest thing ever. And it was like it wasn't as thematic, but it was such good dumb fun, and the movie decided to lean into that. And I think that like I imagine that I imagine that the story with like Rose of Recapture is going to have its own like concrete thematic framework and be its own condensed story. But I really hope that they like carry over those like hokier, more aesthetic elements of like Lelouch as a superhero. You know what I mean? And I really hope that we get a lot of stuff just, you know, about of like the squad like working together and like solving like mysteries and like figuring out how to defeat impossible foes. Oh my god, the timing on that. Okay. That is going to be that's going to be a lot of fun if it happens that way. I'm really excited for it's going to say it seems like it's Kaguya's daughter, I believe, granddaughter um is going to be the new protagonist of this. She is going to have a Gios. They're talking about like Gios fragments, right? Is kind of this. Oh boy, I forgot. Okay, I was too busy talking about the new protagonist to focus on. There we go. And there we go. Yes. I'm really interested in what Kaguya's daughter's Gios is going to be. You had some very interesting ones in part one, but you know, it's the question is like what makes for an interesting protagonist power, right? Lelouch is made for a very, very interesting power because it was a very versatile tool that could be used in a lot of ways depending on his imagination, you know, depending on what order he wanted to give people. Hers isn't in her eye, it seems to be on her neck or something. And that is an interesting thing. I wonder if it's going to be a vocal theme power. Is kind of the thing that immediately comes to mind. But we didn't like see anything involving that. We didn't really see anything involving her using her Gios at all. I don't think. Um, Whatever it is, you know, at the end of the day, Code Geass is like something of like I call them mono power stories, right? Stuff like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it is you need to choose a good one for your protagonist, and I'm really interested to see what exactly they choose for the guy she talks to puts a gun to his head. So okay, does she just have Lelouch's? That's no fun. Maybe it's like maybe well like vocalize it could have to do with like a like the concept of a command. Maybe it's just power word kill. um I don't know. But I mean, if it is just Lelouch 2, that isn't the worst thing in the world. Um, Rose of Recapture is a very interesting name. Were there any clues in like the what do you call it? In all of the trailers about precisely what like what her goal is? Is she like trying to rescue someone? I don't know, but the guy is struggling visibly against it as opposed to everyone else. He's just like, yes, sir, and shot. Okay, so maybe it allows her to. What if it allows her to control people's bodies? That'd be interesting. The first three eps are out in feeders, but I don't want spoilers. Ah, I'm gonna watch it with you. Come Friday or Saturday, whenever it comes out. That's gonna be so good. That's gonna be so good. I'm so ready for it. I'm so goddamn ready for it. Oh, hey, we're at the final boss. That she, the fact that she exists is a spoiler. She's the fucking protagonist. Oh, hey, did you know that Code Geass is about this guy named Lelouch who can control people by making eye contact with them and giving them a command, but he can only do it once? Jesus, spoilers much. Yeah, like, come on, man. The premise of a story is not a spoiler. All right, well, let's fight against the big one. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, I don't know the timing for that at all. Oh, no, I know what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Not with this delay. Here we go. These trailers that dropped recently are for like the next 3 episodes. Wait, is she not the protagonist of the first two? What the fuck? Okay, well. Ah! Okay, okay, okay. Uh... And oh my god, I missed it again. I'm so bad at this. Yeah! You're not supposed to have that move anymore. There we go. Okay, what did it say? If I tell you that, then it's even more of a spoiler. Oh my god. Nice. Um True, 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 very true, very true. Okay, and here we are, off to the final boss, up to Hanubia. This is no, from Hanubia to what's it called? There's like a weird name for it, right? Iterash. Oh, that's such a cool name. I fucking Metroid Dread is so goddamn good. Like I was talking about Super Metroid's level design, and it perfectly emulated it a lot better than I feel the original Metroid Prime did. There were very few times where I needed a guide, and the times that I did, it's because I missed something way too obvious. Right? They do an amazing job of making it really clear where it is that you're supposed to go without giving very much direction at all. Um, it's a Schrodinger spoiler because it's only a spoiler if you have context for it, and I had the context because I checked the wiki without realizing it was a spoiler. Iconic. Um, that is just. I was talking about a thing before you said that. Yeah, Metroid Dread. I absolutely adore. It's such a short game, but every single moment is so perfectly designed. There's so many different interesting like paths and like it is linear, but there is also these really cool sequence breaks you do. I'm doing this with 2 power bombs. That's gonna be rough. But there's these really cool sequence breaks you can do, and there's I haven't actually done any of them, but it just every moment is so amazing. Like the combat feels so good. They have so many well designed enemies. Like those flyers that you have to counter, or like they really demand your focus in this really compelling way. Then you have the um, you know, you have those like a big like fucking Chozo mechs. That's what they are. I died so many times on those before I kind of figured out the pattern, and the pattern is so engaging to deal with because it's so many split-second decisions. It's such great enemy design, right? Like you have to like keep firing at them, staying roughly in place as you wait for exactly like what move they're doing, and then you have like this decision tree of like how do I dodge this, and there's like a couple correct answers for each one, but a lot of them are contradicting one another. So good. And then it brings us to this final boss, which is just the best of everything that this game has to offer, right? Ravenbeak is, I mean, it's a great concept for a villain. It's like this Chozo who wanted to use Samus as like this like soldier to like master, like he's tied into her backstory, like yeah, my daughter, like right there. Genuinely such a great thing. And I'm not sure if you've seen this, but like the final boss, it's just like this like you just go down, you just go fucking down with this guy, right? Like you're just fucking like slugging it out. Oh, and then we got a there we go. And it's like, there's all these things that require different answers. Yeah, there we go. Oh, yes, yes, yes. And then you have these awesome moments like this. Ah. Yeah, even with delay, you cannot stop me, father. Oh boy, no, I'm sorry, Dad. I'm sorry, Dad. Don't bring out the belt. Okay. Hell yeah. Oh, and he's got like attacks like that you can just like counter for like the same effect. And gotta do this one, and then we get close to him. He wants me to go closer. Okay, okay, no, 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 no. Okay, no, I forgot how we're supposed to do that properly. I'm supposed to run at him and do that. Like I'm fucking punching him in the face. I don't like wait for him to attack. I fucking, fucking just straight up. It's such a good boss fight. It's such a good fucking boss fight. Yeah. Ads inserted. Ha! Pay me money. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then like this is like an even longer one, I think. No, 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 no. Because like we're still waiting for him to do the come at me thing again. Come at just the come at me bro pose. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, that can even reach me from all the way across. Oh what I okay. I'm gonna run out of missiles if I don't start hitting those. That's a problem. That's a problem. One, two, three, four. And we hit this one. I forget exactly what it takes to trigger this next part of the fight. I think it's dealing enough damage to him, but I've seen other people say that he's immune to all damage. You just gotta wait until he does like the Kamami Bro thing. There we go. Okay, okay. I forgot there was a quick time event after that. I'm so bad at this game. There we go. I'm just gonna keep attacking him. It's in the spirit of things. Like genuinely. Like what's the point if I just pussyfoot around? I'm fucking hitting this guy with missiles. Yeah. Okay. Ah. Okay. 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 I'm pretty sure we're going to. Yeah. Okay. I mean that doesn't actually bring us to the next phase, so I am just kind of still like fucking around. But it did get me a bunch of missiles, which is nice. Yeah, I mean it's so like it's so intense. You got to make all these split-second decisions. It really does feel like a clash of equals, which is like the best type of final boss. He's got these like melee attacks and but then he's firing projectiles of his own, especially more as like the fight goes on. He like does more of that kind of stuff with his own arm cannon. Like the fact that he has his own arm cannon is a great detail. Okay, yeah, 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 yeah. No, 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 no. I got you. I got you. I got you. I love these little what do they call it, like missile time or some shit like that. Okay, wait, no, no. Okay, no, I can just deal enough damage to him. It's a Virgil fight. Yeah, no, exactly. Um. Okay, so he's got four attack patterns. One of the three of them let me hit him. That one doesn't. That one does, and this one does as well. There's one you gotta duck, one you've gotta run away, and another you gotta run towards him, and then another you gotta like just do that fucking like it's like Galactonite. Ah! 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 This is I remember the first time that I fought this. It was genuinely one of the coolest things. Nintendo's been doing fucking a great job with final boss fights between this and Ganondorf. That's actually one of the things I wanted to talk about in my Tears of the Kingdom video. If you like really think about the role that Tears of the Kingdom has in the Legend of Zelda series, because Tears of the Kingdom was really Breath of the Wild, sorry, excuse me, was really odd in the way that I don't have the missiles anymore. There we go. Now I do. Now I do. Um Tears of the Kingdom was really, 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 or Breath of the Wild was strange in the sheer degree to which it broke conventions. To the point that a lot of the aesthetics um, of Zelda as a game had to be recontextualized, if that makes any sense. Like, you have something like a Zoro's Domain, and that like meant a specific mechanical thing, and it had a specific role. And like, okay, we got to bring it back, but like, it's not really the same, Like, so they had to do things like, okay, well, we're still going to encourage people to go up Zora's River, and like, we're going to retain some identity that way, right? But there's only so much that you can really do, and uh Tears of the Kingdom was interesting because it really felt like it was trying to be take Breath of the Wild and like really properly incorporate more classical Zelda feel to it. Like a lot of Zelda stuff, a lot of the content and world building and stuff like that was meant to evoke a very specific type of adventure story, which Breath of the Wild simply was not. um you play Breath of the Wild and you look at its story, and it's just this like very, very personal thing about Zelda in specific. This very, very personal story that doesn't, you know, oh, you look at like something like Twilight Princess or Ocarina of Time, and like everything from like the Triforce to the Master Sword to what have you existed in the very specific context of creating a heroic fantasy. Um, and Tears of the Kingdom really went back with that. Ganondorf existed as this like foil and this rival for you to fight. Which Calamity Ganon was just kind of this plot element. There was this like feeling of like, oh, the squad coming together, and this idea of Link as a heroic figure rather than just the guy who is tasked with a job, right? Because there was this time travel stuff where Zelda went back in time, and she knew about Link, and so she talked about Link, and Ganondorf heard about Link, and Ganondorf knew that he would deal with Link in the beginning of the game. He's like, "Oh, this guy's Link. Wow, this guy's a fucking pushover." Um, and so there is this investment in the heroic ethos of Link as a character, and there's all this stuff that you would be looking for in a in like a traditional Zelda experience that was missing from Breath of the Wild, that Tears of the Kingdom kind of tried to sneakily incorporate back in. And that's something I really, really enjoyed about Tears of the Kingdom's final boss, is that it really had this big emphasis on bringing back the feeling of the old like clashes with Ganondorf, these very personal struggle of equal type deals. It brought back Zelda helping in the final fight, which was great. But there's also this element of like taking what the old games couldn't have done and doing it, right? Because you gathered in Ocarina of Time, you gathered the 7 stages, and then they like made a bridge for you, and then like did something in a cutscene, right? Um, in Tears of the Kingdom, yeah, God, that was a great scene. That's what the Tears of the Kingdom were, the tears in your eyes when he started singing Suavemente. Um, God, the terminal montage bit, like, oh my God, I am lucky that I played the game before I saw that, because otherwise it would be all that I could think of every time Ganondorf was on screen. Oh, now we get to do the Metroid thing. This is awesome. But um, in Tears of the Kingdom, the sages, they literally fight alongside you. They have special magical powers that are enhanced by the stone. Well, they're not really enhanced by the stones in a gameplay way, but like they've got like crazy, like the Sage of Water is like splashing things with water. The Sage of um the Sage of Fire is, well, I don't really think he's summoning fire, but like he's doing his shit, right? Um yeah, what did you do? Oh no, yeah, he does this like fiery rollout attack, right? Um Sage of Lightning calling down bolts of lightning, and they fight the horde with you, I'm pretty sure. Do they fight the horde with you? Yeah, they do. You get to fight the Horde alongside them, which is great. Um, then they hold back, a bunch of the fucking like bosses so that you don't need to fight them in the big gauntlet. And then they help for one of the three phases of the primary Ganondorf fight before disappearing. Like there's like phase one of Ganondorf, then there's a phase two where they show up, and then there's a phase three where they get fucking just yeeted away so you can have a one-on-one with Ganondorf. And then after that, you have the thing with Zelda, who is kind of a sage, right? Um, and that's just, it's just, that's something you couldn't have done in Ocarina of Time, right? Like that would require so much processing power and like wild programming that just like wasn't suitable for N64 development, I don't think. They had so much other stuff to focus on. God, it is, and it's just so good to see that the direction that we're being taken is like one where how do I word this? The direction that the game is being that the Zelda games are being taken is that you do have this element of the new that's replacing shit, but there is also they're trying to give that as much of the feeling of the old games as possible. You have them bringing back a lot of the more linear level design in a lot of ways with stuff like the caves. You have um, you have this like version of Ganondorf that's kind of like a retread of Ocarina of Time. That's like kind of a redo of the sages, but the sages are fighting alongside you. Um, you have all this stuff like that. I had like a bunch of other examples in my head. I'm gonna try to see if I can think of them because I do kind of want to like make a short out of this maybe. Um, you have like there is shit that Tears of the Kingdom does, and I swear that I've had thoughts about them. God damn it. Okay, whatever. Um, you the Ganon, there was the Ganondorf fight. The more linear sections. Yeah. Just there's a lot more emphasis on a very heroic story with Link. You have like these crazy set pieces rather than the much more like a tame and kind of like down to earth stuff of Breath of the Wild. Like, oh, Breath of the Wild is like, okay, yeah, this mech's running out of control, and then it's like pretty easy to stop it. But in Tears of the Kingdom, it's like there's a zombie apocalypse, and it's just, and there's all these really really great cutscenes like that show off Link as a hero. And so much about the structure of the game like feels more like that classical Zelda structure of like you beat the four dungeons, and then you have like the midpoint, then some more dungeons in like the finale, and it all just works out so well. I really really love it. This is God, I'm so excited. I am so excited for whatever like the Metroid guys cook up again, because Metroid Dread like shows that they still got it. Like it is a game as good as Super Metroid, but in a completely new generation, and that is so wonderful to see, right? Like that. It's not just like, oh well, Zelda, like Metroid's like a big name, so let's make a game called Metroid. It's the people who made the original ones are still making it. They still have the sauce. They still know what they're doing, and this is a genuine continuation of the story. And that's something that's so cool. That like video games, a lot of these series are actually kind of young. That the people who originally started making them are still making them, right? You know, like George Lucas isn't making Star Wars anymore. Freaking like Sherlock Holmes is like half in the public domain. There's all these like Disney's like making stories based off stuff from like a long time ago. And like I don't know, when I guess it's not, it doesn't have to do with that. It doesn't have to do, but like when I was a kid and playing like Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time felt old. It was not. It was very, very, very recent. It felt like there was this very clean dividing line between the old games and the stuff that was coming out right now, right? And the old games, you were supposed to say they were the best thing ever. You were supposed to praise and appreciate them and all of that stuff. But it didn't, it kind of felt like they existed in their own little bubble. But, now I'm seeing that like stuff like Kid Icarus Uprising is in the same place as like a lot of that old stuff was back then. Like Kid Icarus Uprising is an old game. It is at this point, I think 12 years old. That's just so wild to me because that like was a game that I played when I had like episodic memory, right? Like it's genuinely so incredible to see like time march on, and there's all these people that just like they were the people that you heard people talking about, like Steven Spielberg, right? Hideaki Anno, and then it's like, oh, they're still in the industry, they're still making stuff. My blood is turning to dust in my veins. Was that a reference to something I said? Ramix, are you okay? Ramix? Ramix, are you still with me? Oh god. Oh god, he's out of blood. Oh god. Oh god, it's all turned to dust. Oh, from Uprising. Oh, okay, gotcha. I was like, that's not an Uprising reference. Oh god. And like now I'm sitting here like wanting the guy who made Uprising to make another game, right? And it's like, and it's been 12 years, and like, okay, here you want to know how wild it is? Kid Icarus was 25 years old when Uprising came out. We are halfway to that again. He made a joke about like, okay, well maybe in another 25 years someone else will pick up the Kid Icarus name and they'll make a game. We're halfway to that. We are halfway to that. My blood is turning to dust in my veins. The passage of time is wild, but like it makes you like appreciate that, like Xenoblade, like the Xenoblade guy, right? Like he started making Xenoblade in 2010. That it's been a decade and a half later, and now it's been this like really big series that he can just keep contributing to, right? And like all of it has been this like continuous thing without very many breaks. And like it's very easy to think just like, okay, well, you have this like corpus of old like gaming media, and then you can have these you try to make something that recaptures like the old spark of some of these by using their name. But no, you have the same people still making it, and that's just, it's like the thing you told me about the guy who made Dragon Ball, and he was like still making like Dragon Ball Super like up until his death. Sorry for bringing that up, but it's really, reminds me of just how much more awesome stuff a lot of the people that I respect still could potentially create, and that just makes me really, really happy. Oh yeah, it started with Xenogears, but like Xenoblade is kind of a new series. It's references to Xenogears and Xenosaga have been like, they were there, you know what I mean? And also Xenoblade games have like unifying gameplay mechanics. So when like I'm pretty sure that wasn't the case for Xenogears and Xenosaga. Maybe it was. I don't know. I haven't played them. I hear that Xenogears was really, really good, but ahead of its time or something like that. And then like Xenosaga was like a very mixed experience, but still worth playing if you're like a big fan of this guy's work. And I am. I'm a really, really big fan. So I'm definitely going to be playing that at some point. I think right now, God, I should probably stop at some point. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good place to stop. Well, later everyone, later Ramix. This was a lot of fun, and thank you for tuning in.